It's Friday. All right, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to this live. My name is Stacy. I am a nonprofit consultant. I help small to mid-sized nonprofits increase their impact and revenue generation potential in 6 months through strategic planning and capacity building. So if that's you, definitely stay put. And also hashtag live if you're catching the live and hashtag replay if you're catching the replay. I would love to know who's here and I would love to interact with you. And I would love your support and making sure this algorithm is algorithming. Okay, so whatever it's doing, it needs to do it. So thank you for joining me and thank you for catching this live. We're going to talk about the one thing that some people might not want to hear, especially if you're a nonprofit organization. If you're having a hard time with funding, I need you to stop giving away everything for free. You can actually charge for some services, some programs. You just have to stop giving away everything for free. Okay, so your nonprofit may be underfunded because of that. You're over giving, and that's something I need you to stop within the culture of your organization. Unless you're significantly funded, and you don't have any problems, then it makes sense. But if you're giving everything away for free, your time, your expertise, your services, and then asking yourself, oh, why can't I make payroll? Why can't I launch new programs or keep the lights on or hire staff to help me so I cannot burn out? Then that's your answer right now. I know that a lot of you may be passionate about your mission, that you want to help people, but having passion without a plan and without a strategy leads to nothing but burnout. Okay. And organizations that cannot keep the lights on, organizations that are, for lack of better words, this early morning, organizations that are broke. Okay. So we're going to talk about what you should stop giving away and what to start charging for and how to do it in a way that does not compromise the values of your nonprofit organization. Now, if you want a free resource to help you start moving beyond the grant cycle and into long-term revenue, there is a free Beyond Grants 5-day email course in my Stancer. The link is going to be in my comments, or you can definitely click the link in my bio depending where you're watching this. So before you do anything, I'll just let you know that. Now, there's a major mindset problem when it comes in the nonprofit space. It's that it's for the community. It should be free. No, it should be accessible, but accessible doesn't always mean free, right? You may be providing, hey there, who is this? Black Girls Knows Best. I know this organization. But definitely it should be accessible and not, it shouldn't always mean free, okay? So you have to think about what your organization is offering, because what happens when the organization is offering a free program but cannot afford to continue offering this free program, right? That means you have to shut it down. So you have to think about long-term sustainability of this program and how it affects your organization long-term. So if it's free and it's impacting whether or not you can keep the doors open, there's a problem there. If you're making it for free and offering it through, like, let's say a school or something else, see if you can secure contracts or like partnerships or sponsorships so you can provide it for free. And that will be your approach there. You're going to ask for sponsorship to make this product more accessible for community members in this community, but because this community has a history of being marginalized and things like that, and this program will be beneficial, you have to put a very compelling argument and proposal to get these partnerships. But it does not mean your program has to be free. You have to think about the sustainability and affordability of the program to ensure that you're able to sustain its operation. Because when your organization it cannot meet demand because of lack of funding, what happens is that you have to close the doors, right? And believe it or not, over 70% of nonprofits say they cannot meet demand because of lack of funding. And most of these nonprofits that are saying that, they're operating in a free first mode. So free workshops, free consultation, free services, free programs, after free programs, right? So the team is exhausted, the systems are non-existent, the bank account is empty, always like praying that something drops so you can pay somebody. Like at the end of the day, that's not a good business model, and you need to start finding a business model that works for your nonprofit organization so you can continue having a nonprofit organization that can serve the community. All right, so you have to start thinking about how to make these programs accessible. Accessible does not mean free, and it can be free for a certain subset of the population. It does not mean it has to be free for everybody. Okay, it does not mean you cannot get funded for these programs. So you have to think about how to do this. Okay. Hey, Gerda. So at the end of the day, like all this free stuff, at the end of it's not gonna be generosity. It's gonna be a broken business model, like I was sharing. And it's one of the main reasons that people are coming to your programs, yes, but you're always scrambling for donations and funds. So you have to think about sustainability to ensure that you're able to serve these folks that you're meeting. Like there are organizations, yes, it's going to be different, like the food banks and stuff like that. Yeah, you're not charging people to get this, but is there a way that you can, like maybe not the people directly, but trying to find sponsorships to ensure that they are funding per head, right? Like you get the food, you get stuff like that. See if you can find funds through sponsorships, donations for people that actually are not within the community you're serving. So you may offer it for free to the communities you serve, but it's not free for other people, or you could get sponsorships for it. So things you could be charging for, I'm gonna break it down and give a few examples. Now, there's specialized training or expertise, you can charge for that. Now, if your organization is teaching leadership, entrepreneurship, health education, charge for it, okay? Because you're not just sharing information, you're helping people build skills, shift behavior, and get results that actually has value. Now, you can offer this program and this training for free to a subset of population, but you have to have a revenue model attached to it. How are you going to do that? Are you going to seek sponsorships for a certain amount of people to attend this training? These are things I need you to start thinking about as a leader of your organization. Like, are you going to seek sponsorship for those things, right? And then the second thing that you can offer is high value services or programs, right? If you're offering long-term coaching, job readiness, therapy services, and things like that, you have to find a way to charge a sliding scale membership or partner with funders to cover the costs for those who cannot pay. Okay, because not everybody needs to pay, but someone should. So a sliding scale is a great approach for some of these high value services or programs that your nonprofit may offer. So think about what these services are. If you have long-term coaching, job readiness, or therapy services, think about that sliding scale to see if like how you can make that revenue model work for your organization. Now, the last thing I want you to think about charging for, right? Your time. Now, I kid you not. You might not think you're an entrepreneur, but you are as a nonprofit leader. Your time, you need to stop letting everyone pick your brain for free. Your time has value. And if someone wants strategic support or a planning session for their own organization, they can book a consultation. That's another way you can make revenue for your nonprofit organization. Like if you are a thought leader in the industry and other nonprofits are seeking support, it's not in a mentorship way, don't be afraid to charge for your time. Like I can offer a planning session of how we did this. Like if it's something simple, you have to think about what the model is. I know I spoke to a nonprofit um, executive earlier this week, and she was able to put together a van for her nonprofit to deliver healthcare services or health services, right? But other organizations were calling her how much she like paid for it. She actually did it in-house. So that's a service you can charge other nonprofits for, right? So you have to think about services, programs, how your time is being, how people are asking for your time, and really seeing what the value is in there and having a revenue model that works for a nonprofit, right? So they think about a women's health nonprofit, right? An example I'm going to give you. They're offering a full 8-week wellness program completely free. Every week, they have to scramble for volunteers, chase no-shows, right? And run the program with no financial backing. Now, one thing that might happen, and I kid you not, they might feel proud of the impact that they're doing, but they broke as a joke along the process. Okay. So what needs to happen in this example, they would need to restructure their program, right? And one way they can do that is maybe charge $75 a month, a group coaching model. Because a lot of group coaching programs, they're $9.97 or above, right? So $75 a month group coaching model, like scholarships through a sponsored. So did you hear that? Through a sponsor. So if they apply for a scholarship, a sponsor is covering that and create a digital version that could be purchased on demand. So if it's a group coaching model, maybe the first cohort, you record the sessions and sell the digital version that can be purchased on demand. Now, what that does, it increases your revenue and allows you to be in a position where you are generating income outside of donations and grants. Okay, because then with that model only, they can actually generate more than 15K for like half a year to a year, like and help reduce burnout. Because think if you're generating revenue on the back end on a way that does not depend solely on in-person programs, that reduces burnout. That helps significantly, right? And the other thing, you may have good problems. You may have a wait list because people can't join this cohort if that's one of the models that you have, like group coaching, right? So I want you to remember free as it has its place, okay? Free has its place in every model, but you cannot build a sustainable organization just on free unless you're secure, already established, and already have the funds to do so. Now, I want you to learn how to shift out of that cycle and generate real revenue without relying on grants. So start with my free Beyond Grants 5-day email course. It's a 5-day series. It'll help you shift your mindset, get clarity, and show you exactly where your revenue is hiding, but you have to do the work because a lot of people like they download free products and don't read it and don't do the work. So actually download it, do the work, and kind of get some ideas flowing of how you can generate revenue. So that's in my stancer. Definitely get a copy or not get a copy, sign up for it so the email course can be delivered to your inbox. But anyways, that's all I got for today because then today's Friday and I hope you have an amazing day. And then we'll talk soon, y'all. I hope you have a good weekend as well. I should see you tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.